Welcome to the Viking Age podcast. It's the official podcast of the VikingAge.com. My name is Chris Schad. I write for FanSided and ZoneCoverage.com. He is Adam Patrick, managing editor of the VikingAge.com. We do this right here on the Viking Age YouTube channel. Once a week, twice a week. We don't even know. It's the off season now, but we are also in podcast form on Apple and Spotify the very next day. So however you consume us, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe so you never miss a new episode and we can spread the word to the masses. As you can tell, Adam, I don't even know what day it is. I'm just in this massive time warp, and Sam Darnold's in the fucking Super Bowl. So we might as well just start that because a lot of people are upset. A lot of people are rightfully, I'll say rightfully angry about this. Sam Darnold going out there. He's got the oblique injury and everything. I guess that's the left side. I got to do the right side here, but 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions to defeat the Los Angeles Rams in the NFC Championship game. Would have been nice to have in a playoff game last year, but you know, things are things. And Drake May is going to be on the opposite sideline in the Super Bowl. So to quote Clark Griswold, I know Christmas season is over, but we are in the threshold of hell. What is your reaction to Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl?
First, good for him. I feel happy for him for the career that he's had, where he's had to like literally fight to keep his career alive. So good for him. First off, he's not hard to root for, as we know. But yeah, if I'm a owner of the Vikings, I'm pretty pissed today. And I would say probably 95% of fans and coaches or whatever last year at this time were in agreement that it was time to move on from Sam Darnold and um, move forward with JJ McCarthy. Looking back, that was not the correct decision. Now, everyone makes mistakes, but when you hire someone who is supposed to be the so-called, QB whisperer guru, one would like to hope that he would have been like, "Hey, JJ's not ready. Sam Darnold, he can be our quarterback for the next season or two. Let's keep him around and move forward." But for whatever reason, they said no. We're gonna move on from Sam Darnold. I do know the reason. It's the last 2 games the Vikings played. Um, we're gonna move on from Sam Darnold. We're not gonna pay him, and we're gonna keep JJ McCarthy. Now, one thing people do keep getting wrong is, oh, the Vikings let Sam Darnold walk. They did present him with an offer, which was around reportedly the same amount of like guaranteed money that he got from the Seahawks. However, there was no JJ McCarthy in Seattle, like lurking behind. Like, yes, the Seahawks drafted Jalen Milroe, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't going to be threatening for the starting job this year. In Seattle, Sam Darnold was going to be the unquestioned number 1 quarterback. If he messed up this year, which he had plenty of games where he didn't play that well, there weren't any calls for Drew Lock. There weren't any calls for Jalen Milroe. If that happened in Minnesota, JJ McCarthy chance in US Bank Stadium would have been happening, and he would have had to deal with that probably all season long. So that's a big reason why he left. But yeah, the Vikings, and I don't even want to jump to the full conclusion of they made a mistake, because everyone in this fan base who was there watching Kirk Cousins wanted them to move on from a veteran quarterback and get a rookie quarterback, build around that contract, and try that, because pretty much everything else did not work before that. So they did that. It did not work this year. Doesn't mean it won't work next year or the year after. But right now, it looks like they probably should have stuck around with Sam Darnold for at least another season or two and let JJ McCarthy sit on the bench and learn. They can't go back, obviously, but yeah, I think right now, if they don't think JJ McCarthy can take them to the playoffs next season and win at least 1 game, they have to find a different quarterback, because if they don't do that, then I think a lot of people are gonna get fired.
And that's kind of it. It's, you know what, the thing with Darnold is I'm not upset at Darnold at
No.
all. I mean, I've sent a couple of my mom and I talk football a lot. So, and I mentioned her a lot on
Mhm.
this show, but like every time, I mean, she'll get an occasional like, fuck Sam Darnold. And I think it's just more like a frustration, just like,
Jets
really?
fans don't even not like him. Jets fans love Sam Darnold.
Right. And I saw Jets fans out there like, well, the Vikings are worse than what the Jets did. No, the
No,
Jets nearly
no,
ruined his
no.
career. The Vikings did not. If anything, the Vikings resuscitated his
Mhm.
career so he could land in this situation. And I think what is happening here is the popularity of the quarterback position. Because if you look at Seattle and you look at what the Vikings would have had, here's the thing that kind of pisses me off. And that is there are fans out there who think the Vikings would have went 17-0 and won the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold. Maybe
No.
that's an exaggeration, but it's not unrealistic to expect them to win 12 games under Sam Darnold because when you look at some of the games that they played this year, okay, they probably win the Atlanta game at home, right? They probably win the Philly game at home. They probably win the Chicago game at home with Sam Darnold.
Ravens.
3 wins right there. You got a 12-win season. And maybe you have some other freak games
But do
where
they lose to the Lions?
correct. Do they implode at some point?
Yeah.
Like that's the game you play. When I look at the Vikings, I see a very flawed team that came out this year because everybody thought they had the perfect infrastructure. JJ McCarthy, all he's got to do is show up and drive the car, right? Well, it didn't turn out to be that way.
It's a
Like
bad
Christian
driver.
Darrisaw's knee was never good. They had 55 different offensive line combinations. They have absolutely no depth. I actually wrote about this at Zone Coverage for tomorrow about the situations. The Vikings had a total of 14 missed games by starters last season in 2024. This season, they had 38. That's nearly 3 times the amount of missed games by starters that they had in 2024. And we all know the problem with the Vikings. They don't have depth right now. They don't have, guys that can step in and that falls on the front office. That falls on this. You look at Seattle right now, they have a great offensive line. Clint Kubiak, who knew he was a great offensive coordinator? Mike Zimmer definitely didn't. You look at, the defense. I mean, all of the guys that they have on rookie contracts, Byron Murphy, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, Nick Emanuori, like they are just loaded with young talent and they were able to utilize that. And they were able to make their free agent spending spree by getting Cooper Kupp, DeMarcus Lawrence, all of those guys. And you have Mike McDonald with the defense. Sam Darnold actually has worse stats than he had last year with the Vikings. But the difference is he doesn't have to go out there and play hero ball like Kevin O'Connell wants his quarterback to do. They can lean on a running game. Oh my God, run the ball. Who knew about that, especially on 3rd and 1? And they can go ahead and they can just say, okay, if you make a mistake, Sam, we got your back. That was not going to happen in Minnesota. So as nice as it is to do the 1-for-1, if we had Sam Darnold instead of JJ McCarthy, this all wouldn't have solved. The Vikings' problems go beyond quarterback. And you know what? You can be upset that Sam Darnold left, but like you said, if you had polled Vikings fans about a year ago at this time, 9 out of 10 Vikings fans would have said, bring in JJ McCarthy. And look back a year ago, Dave Burkett misquoted Kevin O'Connell during his Coach of the Year speech. And he said he thought he's heard something about Sam Darnold's going to be a big part of this. And everybody freaked out at Dave Burkett. Like he told me, he's like, I swear to God, I heard this. And like people were just like, you hack, what's wrong with you? Why would you even assume Sam Darnold would be back? Did you see the last 2 games? That is the problem, not only with fans, but with the front office. Instead of looking at a 5,000 foot view at things and being like, hey, let's build something here. Let's build something great. It has to be right now. It has to be instant gratification all the time. And if we don't get it, go trade for Joe Burrow, go trade for somebody else. And, I'm if you think, you're going to go find a quarterback like Billy Mays when Flex Seal and on the big leaking tank or whatever, I got some bad news for you because this team needs a lot of work this offseason. So I don't know. I mean, you can be upset, but it wasn't going to be the same here.
Dropping Billy Mays name drops here. Yeah, and like with the Patriots and Seahawks, so they both have really good depth because they draft well, which is something that the Vikings don't do well. They've had really good, I would say, for the most part, really good injury luck. They also make really good decisions when it comes to parting with players. Like the Seahawks just got rid of, they moved on from Pete Carroll 2 years ago. They just traded DK Metcalf. They just traded Geno Smith. And now they're in the Super Bowl. Like Drake, like the Patriots, they fired Jerod Mayo because, I mean, pretty much everybody probably would have fired him, but they got rid of Bill Belichick. He could have stayed there probably forever, but they decided it was time to move on from him. They got rid of Jerod Mayo. They brought in Mike Vrabel. They drafted Drake May. They stuck with Drake May this year, even though last year everyone wanted to write him off after his rookie season, which was a rookie season.
I can feel that. Go on.
Yeah, and then he came back, and now he might be MVP. Like so, like these teams, they also had the benefit of being patient with like the Patriots could be patient with Drake May because they were so bad, and I don't think, every player in the locker room is gonna say, "Yeah, our goal was to get to the Super Bowl this year," but I don't think anyone thought probably in the Patriots organization that they were gonna go from the bottom of the AFC East to the Super Bowl this year. Same thing with the Seahawks. They probably thought they would contend, but I don't know how many thought they would be in the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold as their quarterback, which is why they didn't give him any guaranteed money pretty much past this year. Because they were like, yeah, if he sucks, we can get rid of him. And guess what? He didn't suck. So now they're gonna have to pay him probably a lot more. Which is fine here and that. But yeah, like the Vikings Seahawks situations are totally different. The Seahawks, John Snyder is like one of the best when it comes to drafting in the NFL. That's why he's been there for so long. Annoyingly, he comes from the Packers organization. So does Elliott Wolf. It's like this Super Bowl is terrible if you're a Vikings fan because they're both built by like Packers tentacles, and then Drake May is the quarterback the Vikings wanted, and Sam Darnold's the one they let go, and Stephon Diggs is someone, and it's either gonna be Stephon Diggs or Sam Darnold hoisting his Super Bowl trophy, 2 weeks from around this time, so it's gonna be great. I'm sure Adam Thielen will find his way onto coverage, like TV coverage or something somehow, and Kirk Cousins will be there, so it'll be great. Everyone, the band will be back together, and it'll be great. Um,
No
but yeah,
respect for Garrett Bradbury either from you.
you know what? He stayed healthy all year. That's what I'll say. I'll say about that. Yeah, he
No
was.
sacks allowed.
It's a
No
center.
sacks. No
He didn't have to play.
sacks.
You know what? You know why there's no sacks allowed? Because he didn't have to play Kenny Clark this year. Give up his annual 6 sacks a year to Kenny Clark. So that's why. Um, but yeah, just I don't know. Like I wrote today, like just the pressure's on the Vikings now. Like whether people want to admit it or not, that they made the right choice or not. Like they don't have time anymore. Just to, like, sit around and wait for JJ McCarthy to develop. Justin Jefferson's not gonna sit around and scrape his way to 1,000 yards for another year. They're paying TJ Hawkinson. Who knows what's gonna happen with Jordan Addison? Like, they need to get back to playing in the playoffs next year, and they need to win, and if they don't make the playoffs next year, I I'm gonna assume at least Kevin O'Connell's fired. Most people would be like, "Oh, why wouldn't you pick Kwesi?" Because GMs usually get a longer, rope or whatever, leash, than coaches. So I would say Kevin O'Connell first. I might fire everybody, but I think if they get to the playoffs, they have to win a game because Kevin O'Connell hasn't won a playoff game yet, and that's the whole point of being in the NFL for pretty much every team, unless you're, the Browns. Um, but yeah, I think just the pressure is on now, and nobody in that Vikings building last year thought they would be talking about Sam Darnold playing in the Super Bowl this year. Like, maybe they felt that way about Drake May because everyone just thought he was good, but definitely not Sam Darnold leading the Seahawks to a Super Bowl. I don't know. I don't even know. Like, I don't even think Seahawks fans thought that this was gonna happen because a lot of comments I saw from them, like, before the season were like, "Yeah, we got Sam Darnold. Um, cool, I guess. So we'll see how that goes." So, but, yeah, the Seahawks are good. I'll just be curious to see how they play in, like, a neutral site because I feel like their home stadium is a big help, but I think the Super Bowl is gonna be good this year anyways.
Yeah, my excitement level's down in the
You'll
toilet.
watch.
Well, yeah, I have to work. Of course, I'm going to watch. I mean, I have to write about the Patriots
You're
for
gonna watch for
Chowder and
the
Champions.
halftime show of WWE superstar, Bad Bunny.
You know what's funny to me? I bet you that halftime show won't be as good as his like WWE entrance was. That
No,
thing, if
that's because nothing will ever be that good.
yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, go Google Bad
Because
Bunny
the whole
WWE
stadium will
entrance.
not be singing his song.
It was in Puerto Rico. He
Oh my
comes
god,
out and
that's
he was in a
insane.
street fight. He actually had a wrestling match against Damian Priest
Yeah.
in Puerto Rico. So he
Are they
comes
going
out
there again before Mania or after?
after. So they'll
Oh,
have backlash down there again. But yeah, he comes out with a shopping cart, and I think the song's called Chambea or something.
mhm.
And the entire crowd is singing this song. There's like
Can't
explosions
even
and
hear the music.
everything. Yeah, and he just looks super cool, like he's just talking to the he's probably not even saying anything. He's probably like, I can't hear. But like,
Like
I
Finn
mean,
Balor the other day.
yes, but yeah, that was awesome too. Finn Balor in Ireland.
Mhm.
Speaking of returns, Brian Flores is back. You mentioned the pressure is on, and getting Brian Flores back is a good first step towards the playoffs. He agreed to return to the Vikings as defensive coordinator if he cannot find a head coaching job. He was passed over by the Steelers and Ravens. Steelers hire Mike McCarthy to replace Mike Tomlin, which is a choice. And they Ravens hired Chargers defensive coordinator Jesse Minter. I was
Yep.
trying to figure out who that was. Buffalo would be a great job for him. It just doesn't seem like he's being
Nah,
considered
they're
there.
gonna get an
So
offensive guy.
yeah, and if I were him, I wouldn't go to the Browns because nobody wants to go to the Browns. So there's that. Oh, and
No,
Raiders are open too.
because you have
But
to start Deshaun Watson.
is that
That's why no
is
one
that
wants
what's going
Deshaun.
on?
It has to be.
Oh,
That's why everyone's
they're not
like,
going to dump him.
"They can't." He said he has, like, a $80 million cap hit.
Good lord, I thought they had an out after this year.
No.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I wouldn't want that job
but
either.
but I am assuming that's why everyone, like Grant Udinski, former Vikings coach, just pulled out today. Mike McDaniel didn't even wanna interview with them. I just have this feeling that they're like, "Yeah, anyone who gets a job is gonna have to start Deshaun Watson." And everyone's just like, "Okay, we're done here."
Well, they have Pro Bowler Shador Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
Shador Sanders had worse stats than JJ McCarthy.
This is if there was
Like,
ever a year for Tyler Huntley to make the Pro Bowl over somebody, it was this year, 'cause
yeah,
he actually
just
played well with the Ravens.
like everybody's either hurt or they don't want to go,
Literally, no
or
I wanna know
yeah,
what number alternate he was.
they're
Was
just
he,
sitting in a room like, well, who do you want to? What's
like,
Shador doing?
20th? Was he ahead or below Dylan Gabriel?
Just a bunch of dudes sitting around who watch
Like,
First Take
I
every
thought that
morning
was
or
a
something.
joke when
Yeah,
it came up, like, what?
like it was from Jordan Schutz instead of Jordan
Yeah.
Schultz.
Like, what's next? Not to poke fun, but what's next? JJ McCarthy's gonna make the Pro Bowl now? Gonna
They
replace Sam
should
Darnold?
they should have just brought him. He could get some reps with that footwork.
Yeah.
Just
Jared Goff's going now, I think, actually.
yeah, well deserved. He's good. But
Yeah.
Kevin Seifert reports that Flores will be one of the league's highest paid coordinators in the NFL. We don't know the exact number, but Vic Fangio of the Philadelphia Eagles makes $4 to $5 million, and Chip Kelly made $6 million with the Las Vegas Raiders. And before he got fired in
What?
November after one season, I know I was blown away when I saw that number too. Your reaction, Brian Flores back with the Vikings.
I'm excited. I love watching his defense is fun to watch. So I think that's a big reason why I'm happy he's back. He's also very good at his job. He's also a good, like, talent evaluator because he has a scouting background because he started out as a scout with the Patriots. So he's actually probably he's had a lot of influence in building, you know, at least the Vikings defensive side of the ball and probably maybe some input on the offensive side as well. Um, so guys like, Dallas Turner, who seems to be turning a corner this year and probably hopefully taking that next step next year, and some other guys too. But um, is here's a question: Is Brian Flores, now that he's under contract, is he the head coach in waiting if Kevin O'Connell gets fired next year?
See, this is why I'm not as excited about it as most people are. Like you said, great defense. And I mean, if the Vikings are going to go back to the playoffs next year, Brian Flores needed to be here.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to wonder, are we seeing schism part 2 here? Because if the offense doesn't carry its load, is the defense going to get pissed off? And are we going to see this thing kind of do we have at SummerSlam? I guess SummerSlam is this summer, but like SummerSlam, Kevin O'Connell, Brian Flores, and the briefcase is hanging above with the contract.
I guess it would be who's going to be the special guest referee, Mike Pettin.
Mike Patton is here. He's gonna show up in the I'm wearing a hoodie. I can actually do it. Like, the black hoodie
like Solo.
Yeah, and then just pull it off like, Mike Patton, you son of a bitch. What the hell? I mean, I sit here, and 2, it's a crutch for Kevin O'Connell. Like, I sit here and I go, all right, your quarterback whisperer, go get it done.
Yeah.
Like, if Brian Flores' defense is doing, and again, injuries happen, but I mean, there's a lot of things that need to be rebuilt on that defense. You mentioned Brian Flores being a good talent evaluator. Well, they have not developed a drafted starter since he's been here. Actually, that dates back to 2021. And I guess you could throw Josh Metellus in that bowl because like he did develop him technically, but like as far as identifying college talent, be like, give me that guy. That's great.
They got rid of Caleb Evans. They got rid of Mekhi Blackman.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they've been like, we're good.
And I've
Jalen Redmond.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that. Well, I have heard some things that maybe some of the people who are making these decisions may have been wrong, and it's not Kwesi. So just gonna throw that out there. I mean,
some of the people who still work there or don't?
People who still work there.
Okay.
I don't know who the exact people were, but I'll tell you off air.
We can put 2 and 2 together.
Yes. There were a couple signings that may have been suggested. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to put into words. Maybe I'm just like down with how the season ended or whatever, but it's just kind of like bringing him back and like, okay, we're going to win it all. And like, I look at, okay, Jonathan Grenard was on X last night, and when Sam Darnold went to the Super Bowl, it was just 3 dots. Just kind of great job, guys. Great job. Granted, if he could make a tackle when he got to the quarterback, might have flipped some of those games around.
He did post on his Instagram later that night, like, go win it with a picture of Sam Darnold. So he did cheer him on eventually, but yeah, everyone knew what he meant when he did that.
And do you think too, like you mentioned the Pettin thing a little bit, like we talked about that. Mike Pettin, who retired from the Vikings. Yeah. He was on a Cleveland podcast or something, and they're like, so what do you think of I don't remember what the question was, but they asked him about Brian Flores, and he's like, don't really want to say anything. I don't have a lot of nice things to say. In layman's terms.
Yeah, he took the high road. That's what he said.
I mean, ask a Packer fan. He's not good. Ask a Browns fan. He's not good at his job. Like, of course, Brian Flores disagreed with him.
And people have been like, oh, Pettin had a #1 defense with the Jets. Yeah, when Rex Ryan was their coach and he called the plays. So chill out.
I'll still never get over the fact he looks like the bald guy from Pawn Stars. It's like, the best I can do is 7 yards. And he worked on the offense, which if you watch the Vikings offense this year,
I would like to know what part. If we could
grabbing Kevin O'Connell's coffee or what?
Fun footwork, quarterback footwork. Did he work on that part?
Maybe he drove Wes Phillips to Starbucks to get Kevin O'Connell's coffee because that's probably a bad joke.
Okay. Nope, it's not. Yeah, there's. I think a lot of us actually thought that Brian Flores was gonna be gone because, like, we're all sitting here like, why hasn't a deal been signed yet? Like, he got interviews with the Ravens and Steelers, and they didn't pick him or whatever. And the Vikings could have still signed him to a deal, and he still could have left for a head coaching deal. It wouldn't have affected anything. But then he took that meeting with the Commanders, And then the Packers lost their defensive coordinator, and so then I think maybe someone in the Vikings building was like, "Hey, let's not let him go fucking interview with the Packers. Let's sign this right now. Give him whatever he wants, because if he goes to the Packers, lots of people are gonna get fired. So, let's keep him out here. If he wants to go for a head coaching job, that's fine. What's left? What the Cardinals? It's not
Yeah.
gonna go there. He already turned them down before.
Wasn't he suing the Cardinals at one point?
No,
Or is
he's
that?
technically he's suing all 32 teams. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say he's not gonna get a head coaching job until that lawsuit is settled. And even after that, I don't know. Because like a lot of the same stuff started to come out too when he was like interviewing for jobs. People are like, "Oh, I don't want Brian Flores because he's mean and he look what he did to Tua." And it's like, you mean look how he was right about Tua? Like, yeah, I don't understand. Like even Dolphins fans were like, he ruined Tua, and like, no, actually, Tua ruined Tua because Tua's not good. Mike McDaniel squeezed like every ounce of talent that he could out of Tua, and he even got the boot. So there's the Cardinals, the Bills, Ravens hired somebody, Titans hired somebody.
We mentioned Browns.
Oh yeah, the Browns because no one wants that job.
Yeah.
Is that it? Is that three left? Only three left? I think so.
Raiders,
Oh, the
Browns.
Raiders. That's right.
Yes.
Which he was rumored to be in the running for, but he's never gotten an interview request.
Yeah.
So
They never even reached out to him.
I feel like they want. I feel like multiple teams want Clint Kubiak, and if he's smart, he'll go to the Bills or something.
Jim Leonard's over with the Denver Broncos right now, and Green Bay was very interested in him for the Wisconsin. Poor Jim Leonard, by the way, too, because he was considered by the Packers for their defensive coordinator job in 2021, and he turned it down because he said he had unfinished business because he was Wisconsin's defensive coordinator. Well, then Paul Christ got the boot.
Yep.
He was promoted to head coach. Everybody's like, oh yeah, they're going to hire him. They turn around, they hire Luke Fickell. So then he goes back to the NFL. He builds all this up. It sounds like he's going to the Packers. They're waiting to talk to him. And oh yeah, we're hiring Jonathan Gannon. Pew, shots. Pew. So I don't know. I feel like they need to either clarify and whatever. The Packers lost, Vikings game. I totally understand that, but just a lot of weird things going on. And I also feel like too, kind of talking about the Vikings coaching staff and tying this back in. I think Kevin O'Connell has the same problem as Matt LaFleur because he's talked about, they're saying over there, Matt LaFleur waits an extended period of time. Like, yeah, we don't want to hurt your feelings and we want to get you on staff somehow. Like we really like you. And Adam Stenovich got a job with the Titans. He's in it. Oh, sorry. It didn't work out. That's a real bummer. Go get Mike McDaniel on the phone. I
you see
feel
that
the
video
same
today?
way.
Did you see the Chargers video that they put out?
Yeah, I did.
This is gonna be a vape joke.
Yeah,
that's great. I think I saw somebody was like, people are excited about Mike McDaniel working with Justin Herbert when they should really be excited about Mike McDaniel working with the Chargers social team.
Yeah. He'll get another job, I think, in a year.
Oh yeah,
but
he's Justin Herbert's gonna have like an MVP season next year, probably.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised if Chargers won 12-3. I mean, they're a good team. They just piss themselves when they get to the playoffs,
and they have to stay healthy.
Yes, that they do. Lots of things going on. So overall, Flores good, I guess.
Yeah,
we kind of went all over there.
It's one less thing to worry about in the offseason because, like, if Flores didn't come back, like the Vikings weren't even interviewing anybody. Like, if they had no one under contract to be their defensive coordinator for like 2 weeks, they're just like, yeah, he'll come back. It's fine. He'll come back.
Daniel Jones will sign. We'll be fine.
They always come back. This never happens.
Oh man, gotta love it. Hey, you want to go over some Vikings trade rumors?
Sure.
Let's talk about that because they're already flowing. The first one, of course, Jordan Addison. We're probably burying the lead here, but we'll get to Joe Burrow in just a minute. SI's Grant Cohn, who is a 49ers writer, was outside the team facility dropping bombs about a week ago when he said The San Francisco 49ers and Buffalo Bills are interested in trading for Jordan Addison. He got his charges dropped for an incident at the Hard Rock Casino in Tampa. His dad put out like 4 bull emojis, like congrats on completing the GTA 6 mission, I guess. Jordan Addison, we're kind of sitting here like it's a matter of when, not if he gets traded. Is this the offseason to do it, or is this you ever rage drop in fantasy football? You ever hear of that?
What's that? Oh, you just get mad and drop somebody.
Yeah, like like in the past, I was in a dynasty league and I dropped Travis Kelce. Like it was his rookie year. He had been hurt his rookie year, did nothing for like 3 weeks, so I dropped him. And then some asshole picked it up, and I had to hear about it for the next decade. So I'm no longer in that league. So.
I did that with Max Brosmer this year, so we'll see what happens. Yeah. I mean, the question for the Viking is how much longer do you want to like have this person be associated with your team? Because I feel like his next incident is only inevitable. Like you can't. He's already proven multiple times that you can't trust him. And he's either gonna, keep doing this stuff on your team or on someone else's team. And maybe he fixes himself and gets better. But if I was the Vikings, I'd rather have him try and figure that out elsewhere. And maybe it would be kind of like a wake up call, like a certain former Vikings wide receiver, Chris Carter, who was cut by the Eagles very early in his career, and thanked Buddy Ryan, who was the Eagles coach at the time, because it essentially, like he said, it saved his life because he was addicted to a bunch of stuff, and he got clean, and then he got to the Vikings, and he became a Hall of Famer. So I'm not saying that Addison is anywhere near to the degree of what Carter was dealing with or going through, but I think like sometimes a change of scenery, a wake up call, say the Vikings just trade him for like a 6th round pick. Like if I was Jordan Addison, I'd be super disrespected if the Vikings were just like, yeah, whatever, take him. I don't care. 6th round pick, 7th round pick, we don't care. Just get him out of here. But yeah, the Niners would be interesting because what do they have? Ricky Pearsall. I think Juwan Jennings is a free agent. They're not bringing back Brandon Ayuk. And there's a couple other teams that might feel like they're a receiver away. I've heard like the Patriots mentioned, the Bills could be a team. The Chiefs, I don't know. Chiefs don't have a lot of money either, like the Vikings. I think they might even have less money than the Vikings.
I think they're the one team that has less. That's further over the cap than the Vikings.
Oh yeah, well, look at that.
Happened quick, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least they got Super Bowls out of it. I don't think they really care. Like, well, the Vikings got nothing. They just have no money.
I thought you were saying the Vikings like sarcastically. No,
but like, no, not the Vikings. No, the Chiefs did. But yeah, with Addison, it's just I don't really care what they do with him. It's weird to sit here and say like I'd rather they keep Jalen Naylor than sign Jordan Addison because Naylor's more reliable. He also had a pretty good connection with McCarthy last year. And he looked better last year. I know he only had like 30 catches, but the Vikings also didn't pass the ball that much because they weren't on the field that much offensively. But I don't know. I have no problem if the Vikings move on from Madison. I really don't even care if they trade him for a 7th-round pick, honestly.
I think it has to be. I think they'll get more than a 7th-round pick. Yeah. He's good enough where I think teams will want him, and that's what Conan.
You got to get multiple teams interested in him so they can have a bidding war and build up his value. And I think
that's why this leaked, because when I heard it, I'm like, okay, why does he know this? And who's the source here?
Grant, who also said that Sam Darnold played better than Brock Purdy in Niners training camp in 2023. So he's been doing this stuff for a while.
Yeah. So I mean, if they can get a good offer for him, and I wouldn't hold out for a 1st-round pick, but if you can get a day 2 pick, a day 3 pick, the only thing that I would say is it does create an opening. A lot of people are like, oh, just plug Jalen Naylor in there. Jalen Naylor's never had 30 catches in a season or 500 yards. Like you're basically like, if we were sitting here, like what would have happened if they re-signed KJ Osborne or who else was there?
Jarius
Wright. There's somebody else I had in mind.
Adam Thielen?
No, definitely not him. They paid him pretty well. But I mean, it's just kind of like we expect this. Nate Burleson, that was the guy I was thinking. Where do you expect this? And Nate
long
had
time
a
ago.
really good season in 2004, so it kind of was justified. But
Yeah.
we expect this guy to take a leap forward at number 2, and then you're sitting there in October like, we got to trade for a wide receiver at the deadline. Like, it just adds one more need. But like you said, it's a ticking time bomb at this point. Like, we know he'll get arrested again. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, the fact that he was out and look, we've all been to the bar after a hard day of work. That's fine. This was not a good season. Maybe he was just throwing them back, but 3:45 a.m. at a casino, getting escorted out by security. Like, okay, maybe you
And a
were
noodle bar.
wrongly arrested, but
Noodle bar.
why are you in this position? Like,
Yeah,
that's just
yeah.
kind of, so it's
Especially
just
because
kind of
this isn't like a first time thing. Like
no.
you've already been in trouble. You've been suspended. Like you've lost money from the league. You've lost like guarantees in your contract have voided, and you're still just like, like I know, like I don't know. The thing probably that bothers me most about Addison looking back on it is like when he posted that picture of the mimosa, like what, like a day after he got arrested, and then it was like what, within like a week or two of Kyrie Jackson dying. I mean there was believed to be alcohol involved in that accident. So it's like, dude, open your eyes and like it just self-awareness is not a strength of his. And he's, he is young, but when you enter the NFL and you're given that much money at such a young age, you also have the responsibility to, represent your team when you're not on the field too. And I don't think he does that well. And the whole thing, like Quasey said in his press conference, like, oh, he's good 99% of the time and not good those other 1%. You just, wonder what's going on. It's like it's a little more than 1%. It's probably more like 20%.
In addition to Jordan Addison, Cohn also speculated. Breaking news, by the way, he said the Vikings are not interested in trading Justin
Yeah,
Jefferson.
wrong
Uh,
title for his
neg-
video, by the way.
Negative 100%. He's probably like, oh yeah, Justin Jefferson, that'll get clicks.
Well,
No,
because like
no,
one of his colleagues, I think it was like Tim
Kawakami.
Kawakami. I think he used to
I
work for
think
like
that's his name.
yeah, he used to write for the San Francisco Chronicle,
That's
I
it.
think.
Yep.
Um, he writes for something else now, but he said the Niners should trade for Jordan or for Justin Jefferson. Everyone's like, "Do you know how the salary cap works?" Like, the Vikings would have to pay the Niners to trade him to the Niners. I don't think they're gonna do that.
We will give
And
you
he's Justin
money to get.
Jefferson.
Yeah. Just
It's the
off-season
offseason.
speculation.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fun.
great. It's great. You don't even have to think anymore.
No, no, you just float out trades and next day they're on First Take. Cohn speculated that the Vikings are getting ready for a Godfather offer for Joe Burrow. 2 firsts, JJ McCarthy and Jonathan Grenard to Cincinnati for the quarterback we deserve, Joe Burrow.
Okay. Okay.
You're okay with that deal?
Yes.
Okay. But here's the thing. This gets back to what I was saying about the state of the team right now. Okay, you get rid of Jonathan Grenard. I get that. You have Dallas Turner. He just takes over there. JJ McCarthy, collateral damage, and then 2 first-round picks. Okay, that's fine. If it happened that way, I would be very excited. The fact this is out there in public means that's not enough to get it done. Like, you have
Yeah.
to give up more on top of that. If you're giving up a 3rd first-round pick, and again, remember, this team does not have depth anywhere. And like maybe you could find it in free agency or whatever, but you have a bunch of money for Joe Burrow.
They also don't have someone who can draft depth, so you have to remember
Correct.
that.
Like there's a problem here. And again, it would be super fun. I'm not saying I don't
Oh,
want
yeah.
Joe Burrow. I'm like, hey, Vikings are trade for Joe Burrow tomorrow. Sweet, let's go. Let's do this. Like, it would be super fun. But at the same time, like I don't think Joe Burrow solves all your problems. Like, you maybe get to the playoffs. You maybe, I mean, sure, maybe you
What
get to
happens if he gets hurt?
exactly. Well, we have our little secret, Max Brosmer,
What
sitting
are they
behind
gonna
him.
get Jake Browning to be his backup out here too?
Just
Come back? Comeback story.
Oh man, I just, it just, this has the twins were in on him vibes.
Oh no.
Like I don't think why would the Bengals trade him? Like
Oh yeah.
other than the fact, oh, he's unhappy. He
Also,
looks
the Bengals
unhappy
don't.
all the
Yeah,
time.
the
That's how
Bengals.
he looks.
I think I saw something the other day. Might have been on Reddit where like a Bengals fan was like, "Hey, Vikings fans, just so you know, this is how the Bengals work. They've made like 4 trades their entire existence, so they're not going to trade Joe Burrow unless he says like." I'm not gonna play or trade me like they did with Carson Palmer, where they're like, "Fine, just sit," and then eventually they trade him to the Raiders. Like they're not gonna trade him to a situation where he'll do well in to make them look bad. So, yeah, I think the odds are still very, very low that the Vikings would get Joe Burrow, but I do find it interesting that stuff like this is kind of starting to like get sprinkled out there because Cohen did mention that it came from a Viking source. I don't know who he knows that's in there, but he did say it came from a Viking source, but it's something's being because wasn't like the other person like wasn't it Walter Football?
Yeah.
What? Since when
Walter
does he have
Football who still
since
puts the Redskins logo on
yeah,
his
since when does he
website.
have and he claims Mina Kimes is at ESPN because the DEI hire. So
Yeah.
let's not take his reporting with you know 100% certainty there. Yeah. Oh, Walter Football said it. Dove what's next? Dove Kleiman says Burrow to the Vikings. Is there even a trade that like would be worth it other than Burrow for the Vikings to give up the farm? Like I don't even think there's like Lamar Jackson. I don't he's not gonna work well with Kevin O'Connell. That
Lamar
wouldn't work well.
staying,
Yeah.
like even getting
There's some
like I don't
skepticism.
think you'll have to trade for Kyler Murray. I think you can just
No, he'll
wait
get
that
released.
out and just see him get released. I mean
I think yeah.
Kirk, but I mean you're not giving up the farm for Kirk. I still think that's
Kirk
probably the
Cousins.
most likely scenario. Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. Yeah, but Stefanski's gonna want to keep him.
Yeah, that too.
They just gotta figure out his contract.
Mac Jones.
Aaron Rodgers gonna go back to Steelers now because McCarthy's there. Like what? Like the options are quickly dwindling, shriveling up. I guess for the Vikings. Like they're gonna be left with Marcus Mariota and Nick Mullins is like their options.
They need to frame an organization. Like they need to break into. I'm sure they're cheap. They probably just got a little padlock from Menards locking up the team facility. Just like go in there and like just be like Burrow is trash on like the side of the building or something, and be like, what? What is this? I don't like this. Trade
What
me
was
now.
well, what was wasn't there stuff that came out before Lamar Jackson signed like his contract? That there's always stuff that comes out like just to like give leverage to whatever side's trying to make a deal, and it's always like random stuff like he hasn't washed his pajamas or something like some stupid like that, or like the collar stuff. Though I do believe that they're like, yeah, we had to put a clause in so he could stop playing video games so fucking much because he plays football. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the Vikings are gonna do, and I don't think they do either.
They're just they're like I don't even have an analogy for it. They're just like going in like they're going to the high roller table at the casino, like we're open for business, and everybody's like, we're not.
Yeah, like the Chargers they're not trading Justin Herbert. They weren't gonna trade him before, but now they have Mike McDaniel. They're not gonna trade him.
Yeah.
Um, trade f- trade for Geno Smith. Like
JJ
no,
McCarthy better have his shit together.
yeah, come on, kid. Stop fucking watching Penguin movies and start working on your footwork. Okay.
I think that's what bothers me, right? Like, obviously, I want it to work because the Vikings have sunk a lot into him, but like also too, yeah. On his Instagram story, he's like, everybody's making fun of me. Oh, they just won't let me be me. Dude, shut up. Shut up.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like, totally get it. I'm not trying to censor you by any means, but God, you just hurt yourself every time you open your mouth, which seems to be a theme with this organization right now. Just anytime anybody talks, they just, well, organizations and we want a quarterback room. Just here's what I want. I want Kevin O'Connell to be like, yeah, I don't like the kid. The kid came out. He had a kid during the middle of the season when I was trying to teach him footwork. He won't do it. The other thing is too, like, I was thinking about this. Like, now I'm just cutting open a vein.
Hey, you know who else also had a kid during the middle of a season? Kevin O'Connell.
Kevin O'Connell.
In 2022 for the Commanders game.
And they won that game.
They did?
Probably because he, like, I don't know.
I think that was that Hawkinson's first game? I think it was.
That was Hawkinson's first game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they could have won by more if he would have been in practice.
Could have won by more. They wouldn't have had that ref give the cross body block in that game.
Who was the quarterback? Heineke. Yeah, he was the quarterback. That's right.
He talks about, he's like, oh yeah, the footwork thing. My brain just got overloaded. It's like, I've never heard an NFL quarterback say that. Like Drake May struggled his entire rookie year. And he's like, oh, my brain's overloaded.
He was like, yeah, I sucked. I got to get better.
Like, you got to get in the lab. And that's what you hope JJ does. He goes, okay, that was bad. What do we do now? Okay, work on the footwork. We're just, I don't think work ethic is a problem with him. No. It's just, I don't know.
Find a new quarterbacks coach. That's what he should find.
He's immature as hell.
Yeah.
That's his problem.
He should find a new quarterbacks coach who has not been with him his entire life since high school, that's been teaching him the same things, which turn out to be the wrong things. Find a new quarterbacks coach. Maybe the guy who worked with Josh Allen and turned his whole career around. Maybe work with him.
You could still tip him. Like, hey, I thank you for getting me to the NFL.
Yeah, you can find him
out of my contract. I appreciate everything you've done.
I can afford someone who's better.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. It's just I don't know. And that's the Vikings offseason in a nutshell.
We should do an episode this offseason, like just literally go through every quarterback and be like, what did you trade for them?
Yeah.
That's what it's really come down to.
What if we did a quarterback Royal Rumble?
Oh, ooh, yeah.
Over the top rope, 30 men. Because it is that time of year. I did see a tweet. I think I sent it to you, but it was like MF say they don't watch WWE, and then it's Royal Rumble and WrestleMania season. It's Evolution coming out, just yeah, we're here. The Royal Rumble is on Saturday afternoon from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. 1:00 in the afternoon.
Time?
Yeah, 1:00 my time.
So 11:00 my time.
11 a.m.
Nice.
That's a bummer though. I mean, I like the whole build of the day. Like, you just get up and you watch old Royal Rumbles. I guess you have kids, so you're probably not able, but the hype,
not yet. When they get older, we probably will.
Yeah. The hype just builds throughout the day, and then 7:00 hits and it's like, all right, let's go. One of my favorite Royal Rumble stories. I'll share this quick before we really dive into things, but I was in Brookings, and it was the first year Cody won. So I think, what was that, 2023? 2023, because he won it 2024 in Philly. So 2023, first year over at Brookings. And like, all of a sudden there was this like tournament championship game that was booked right at 6:00 or whatever. And I'm like, I'm going to miss the Rumble, because they lead off with one Rumble and then they do the other. And this year they had switched them. So the men's Rumble was first and the women's Rumble was later in the show. So like, I was like panicking in my head, and like during the day, all of a sudden a snowstorm was going to hit at night. And they're like, yeah, we're moving everything up. So the game's at 3:00. I'm like, oh my God, yes. So I went, got my job done, sped home, threw in a pizza, and watched Cody win the Rumble. It was great.
Who did he throw over the rope?
Gunther.
Oh,
Gunther.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was good.
Gunther almost went wire to wire.
Was Randy Orton Final 3 too? Was he in that?
I think he was hurt that year.
Okay. Somebody else was there. I can't remember. Was it Braun? No.
Braun might have been
somebody young, I felt like, was like left. But yeah. You think they'll do the women first or women last in this one?
No. And I'm to those people who are still with us, like it's not a matter of like men versus it is over there,
It is over there.
unfortunately. And they also say too, like it's gonna look like a bunch of Power Rangers
Yeah,
fighting because they can't show anything or show any skin over there because it's against their
just
religion. So
under the neck, yeah, or
yeah,
above the neck. You can.
yes.
That's about it, though.
So that
They
it
get creative, though.
they do,
The
they do.
In the beginning, it was weird because they wore, like, cloth, plain cloth, like,
A
long suits, and now, like, they get creative and wear, like, full, like, bodysuits and latex and everything, so be interesting.
Not ideal for them, but they find a
Not
way
what is it gonna be,
around it.
like, 115 degrees probably?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
outside?
it's outside too. It's not even in like they've had these things in like domes or whatever, but
Yeah.
yeah, they literally they did the what year WrestleMania 9 last time I was in Vegas, like
Mm.
cuz like if you watch the documentary,
Yep.
which is pretty cool, they had a documentary about
Is it Caesar's Palace?
yes, and they built a stadium and a
Yep.
parking lot for that. And I mean, it's one of the cooler WrestleMania sets out there. One of the worst WrestleManias because Bret Hart got screwed out of the title by Hulk Hogan. But
What?
yeah, doesn't work for me, brother.
Spoiler alert.
Yes, but no, it is cool. All the logistics that went into planning
Yeah.
it because at that point, WrestleMania was just like a show. And then they're
Mm.
like, well, why don't we make this something bigger? And it is what it is today.
No, it is.
So, of course, for those of you who don't know, the winner of the Royal Rumble match will go on to WrestleMania to fight for a title of their choice. There's now 2 world titles for each side, so it's a little confusing. But let's start here. Who wins the women's Royal Rumble match, Adam?
Ooh, the women's.
This is a
God,
tough one.
I hope it's not Charlotte. Um, that would be terrible. I
Yeah.
don't who are the champs right now?
Stephanie Vaquer and Jade Cargill.
Oh, could we get a Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill at Mania? That'd be good.
That would be good.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right. Bianca Belair's going to come back and she's going to win, and then we're going to get Bianca and Jade at WrestleMania. There we
That's a
go.
good one. I was thinking Tiffany Stratton,
Yeah, I think she's going to come back too.
Minnesotan, because she lost the title to Jade Cargill and got actually she is injured, so that's why she dropped the
Yeah.
title. But her coming back, winning the Rumble, and then having that rematch at WrestleMania. But I think Bianca and Jade would be a bigger one because Bianca's been out for like a year. She like
Like a finger injury.
yeah, she like jammed her finger, but like it got really down there or whatever. So like
We sure she wasn't pregnant?
I think you would have heard something, wouldn't you?
It's Ben. She could have gotten pregnant and had the baby by now.
The finger injury made her
It was
pregnant.
legit. Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was just like, oh, my finger. What? I'm pregnant? What? How
Yeah.
did that
Yeah.
work?
Yeah, sometimes life's crazy.
Montez Ford will do that to people, but
Who do you got? You said Tiffany?
Bianca's probably the favorite. Yes, I could see Rio winning and then Io somehow getting the title, but then they
Yeah.
would need to drop it off Stephanie Vaquer. So like, I don't
Yeah,
know
who's she
how.
gonna face?
That's like, yeah, because Becky seems to be on a collision course with AJ Lee.
I feel like Io
So
and Stephanie would be a good matchup.
yeah,
Similar heights.
that would be a very good match. I mean, there's a lot of I think the women's is wide open. It's hard to tell. How about the men?
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of like random women too. I feel like that we've never even probably heard of that are from like Evolve or like
Triple
there'll
A.
probably be some TNA. Is
Yeah,
Elena Black gonna be in the Rumble?
that's Cora Jade, right?
Yeah,
Formerly
yeah,
known
yeah,
as Cora Jade.
yeah.
But
And formerly known as Elena Black, 'cause that was her first name, I think.
yes,
Before she
correct.
became
Yep.
Cora Jade. Why I know this, I don't know.
We're nerds. I mean, it's fun. Like we
And
know
I'll go Sami Zayn. I know Sammy's what he's fighting Drew for the title. I think he'll lose to Drew, and I think he'll get in the Rumble and win and get that It's not a hometown pop because he's from Canada, Montreal.
but he's
Is
a
this like
Syrian
Arabic?
Canadian.
Arab is Arabic? Like, is that just that the reason? Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
he's also a Muslim. So
Yeah,
that's his
I knew
religion.
that.
He's a
Yeah,
Muslim. Yeah.
but
So
I didn't
that's
know if
why
like
he's kind of heralded over there.
yeah. So I think he'll get it, and then he'll face CM Punk. Yeah, let's do that.
He
Let's
wouldn't
do that.
rematch with Drew, try and get one more. Because I feel like if he lost to Drew and then was like, all right, enter the
No, I think
Rumble, win it. And
somehow Cody will find his way back to fighting Drew.
yeah, I think that's where they're going there too,
Do we
which
think that?
is okay, whatever. I
It's wrestling. Who knows?
I
It could
know
change like a week before WrestleMania.
Oba Femi could win the Rumble for all we know, which I'm very
Right?
excited. I'm
Yeah.
very excited to see him because I think it will be instant carnage the second he comes out, the
Oh
former
yeah.
NXT champion.
Is Brock
I
Lesnar gonna be in there?
I think so. See, I
Yeah.
think the other thing that's going on is you have Gunther and AJ Styles fighting. AJ, if he
Mm.
loses, he retires. So a situation where Gunther retires
To go
AJ
in the
earlier in
Rumble.
the night, goes in super happy, and then Brock Lesnar shows up and like, how you doing?
Yeah, we know we're gonna get our truth comedic run in or something, whether it's the men's or the women's rumble.
Yeah.
We're gonna get that. We didn't get a Kofi was he even I don't think he was in the Rumble last year. Or he was, but he got knocked out before he could do any like shenanigans.
Yeah. I gotta go back and watch last year's. Because
And
like I don't
then like Naomi's been the one doing the women's like kind of crazy stuff on the outside, but
I don't
she's a little busy right now.
yeah, I don't know if Javon Evans is actually hurt or not either, but like
Oh,
he could be the guy who does the
yes,
crazy
he
stuff.
definitely. He
Yeah.
could jump from the end of the ramp to the ring, like
I did send you an Oba Femi clip from an NXT match he had where he just took Javon Evans and just like yeeted him over the top rope through the announce table. Like
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that would be a good
He's
thing
good
to
at
dust
like
off
he
here.
gets a lot of credit for his like athleticism and jumping around and stuff, but that helps him with selling too, because he can sell
Mhm.
the fuck out of a move too.
Exactly.
So I got
Gosh, I
Sammy.
want to say Braun Breaker because that's what but if Seth Rollins is ready to go,
See,
and I think he will be,
does Seth Rollins just come back just to get Breaker out, not even enter the Rumble? He just helps eliminate him
to show up at the end like he's Final
with the
Four or
hoodie.
something,
With the
and
hoodie.
the hoodie. It's Seth Rollins. It's that's wrestling 101 for you guys. The
Yeah.
anybody coming back like to cause hell has to be in a black hoodie and
Now they
like,
put a mask on though with
yes, the ski
Austin Theory.
mask. Yes, it's a very complex thing. Could also see Roman Reigns winning. I mean, it's more
Oh yeah,
wide
that
open than
guy.
I thought it would be at this point. I think
Yeah,
Cody losing kind of broke it wide open where it's like, well, I
yeah.
could see a lot of people winning, but I what I thought would happen was Sammy would lose that match on Saturday for the number one contendership, go into the
Mm,
Rumble, win it, and then you have the Sammy's never beaten Drew storyline at WrestleMania, which would have been great, but they also have to sell out the Raiders Stadium for 2 nights, which is
yeah, that's not gonna sell
kind
out.
of a problem.
The LA Knight? Is he get
That would be great.
Jey Uso again?
The internet might explode, which I would applaud at this point.
I
Just like,
mean,
yeah,
the
get this
crowd would
out of
go
here.
nuts. The crowd would go nuts if Jey Uso won. Like, he is very I can't express how over he is with the live crowd. Like, when I went to Survivor Series, like, that whole stadium was going nuts.
Well, and
But
he's
at
fun.
home yeah, and the internet community is just like, "Ah, you can't wrestle." It's like, it's not about that. He's a professional wrestler, like, he's an entertainer. It's world wrestling entertainment.
And Trick Williams isn't exactly a 5-star
Ooh,
Matt Classic guy,
I could
but
see him being like a final 3.
yeah, like being there towards the end.
Yep.
I could definitely see that. Whoa, that trick.
Oh, it's so good.
Whoa. Yes, it's a lot of fun. So um I'll leave this. I think Obafemi tosses out 10 people. I think he gets double digit eliminations and
It's Kane.
Kane. That's gotta be
It's gonna
Kane.
be
You look back at some of the old Rumbles though, and just see like the ring full, and then Kane comes out and just like clears everybody out. Like that's what I want.
Is Jericho going to be in it?
I would see. I would just like the pop, like see the pop, like Jericho came home. Like as far as like a actual like tour or whatever, no, I'm not interested in that. But like the coming out with the jacket or whatever, and just shit, it's Chris Jericho.
Cut his hair too. Just go back to like the old 2007-8 Jericho.
The Bon Jovi Jericho.
Yeah. You just made the list, Jericho.
Do you know what happened?
Kevin Owens, how's he doing? Is he going to return? Could he return on Sunday?
Maybe. I mean, he's got a pretty bad. I mean, that would be another one. I'd be like, hell yeah.
Does he cost Sammy the title? And then we have Kevin Owens versus Sammy. Oh, Sammy's
fight forever, baby. Oh man, it would be good things. Well, you know what happens when you bring up the Royal Rumble? Do you know what happens when you talk about Vikings for nearly an hour and it's the Viking Age podcast? Oh. I ask you what's going on at the Viking Age.
What do you want? What do you want thinking? What do you want to talk about? Yeah. So what do you want to talk about? Yes, the Viking Age. We're writing about recovering from watching Sam Darnold make the Super Bowl. Trying to figure out what the Vikings are going to do next. Because it's pretty awesome to watch the guy that was your quarterback a year ago. No, he's not. So no. Got lots of fun stuff. Some early free agency stuff, draft stuff we're looking at right now. And then just keeping an eye on everything else going on around the league. I think Udinsky's like the only one really still with Vikings connections who's in the Clint Kubiak. But we won't know that until after the Super Bowl if he's going to be a coach anywhere. But yeah, go check out the vikingage.com. Lots of fun stuff over there.
And of course, check out zone coverage for my Vikings work. I got Twins work starting to heat up a little bit as they go to Fort Myers next month. And of course, at Hockey Wilderness, I write about the Minnesota Wild as I'm wearing the hat on the show today. Check out the FanSided RBN network to keep up with everything that's going on in the NFC North. Dairyland Express for Packers coverage, the Windy City for the Chicago Bears, and Detroit Jock City for the Detroit Lions. Also, too, you're doing, we just got done talking about Royal Rumble. You're doing Daily DDT.
Daily DDT. Go check that out. It's I've written a little bit for over there, but we're doing some fun stuff over there. I'm sure we'll have plenty of Royal Rumble coverage, predictions and stuff leading up to that. So go check out dailyddt.com.
Something a little different to check out. I don't know. If you've made it this far, you're probably a WWE nerd. So
or a Viking Age nerd. I don't even know.
Both. Who knows? Or my mom.
You're Chris's mom and my dad.
Yes, pretty much. But of course, this is the Viking Age podcast, the official podcast of the vikingage.com. We do this right here on the Viking Age YouTube channel. We're in podcast form on Apple and Spotify the very next day. But however you consume us, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe so you never miss a new episode and we can spread the word to the masses. I'm Chris Schad at The Real Chris Schad. He is Adam Patrick at Adam Patrick NFL. 4 letters, 1 word, skull.